host, Geraldine.
I'm Letha.
And I'm Joe.
Joe's back. Whoop, whoop. Oh, we don't have time, Marcus. One more time. We're going to go ahead and say a prayer.
Amen.
Joe, you got a topic?
Well, we could talk about raising children, Christian children.
Oh, in the church?
That.
In the church.
Okay.
Yeah, in the church.
That's so easy.
Not. We thought it was easy, but you know what?
It is easy.
No.
You have some kids that be in church for everything that the parents won't allow them to be kids.
Yeah,
Well,
true.
And there's a difference between going overboard. Like,
Yes.
okay, so I have an example. Whoop, whoop. I always have examples.
But no, they say train up a child in the way they should go, and when they get old, they won't depart. And we
that's
know
very
they're gonna
good.
go out and experience their own, you know what I'm saying, have their own hiccups and do what they're gonna do. But if you feed that word to them, you keep them in the church, guaranteed
They'll have that
they gonna
root.
come back.
They'll
Yeah.
Okay,
have that
so-
That foundation.
I'm going to say this one thing, and it's my opinion. I think sometimes we can do overkill.
True.
This is why I think that.
I see it
Because
today in
I
today's
see
churches.
a lot of times that where we can go so overkill to where they don't have a natural life,
Right.
and then they resent the church, and then they go buck wild for a while.
Yes.
I mean, eventually they come back around because you have a great foundation.
right.
But I think that sometimes we don't allow them to be children
right.
because we're so hard on them, or
Mhm.
They gotta go do this.
we just
Gotta-
we force feed them Christianity and nothing else.
right.
Right.
And so then they don't have any natural knowledge, any street knowledge, any life, they don't know how to apply that to their regular lives
Right.
and
Well,
being
I know.
children.
That's all they know is
One thing,
church.
it's like they know if the kids do not stay oblivious
No, they don't.
to the fact that you've already lived your life.
Right.
And now
you
you
might
want
not
to-
have been in church your whole time,
Right.
Mhm.
Correct.
but now you're going to deprive me of going to birthday parties, to
Right.
going to go hang out with my friends. I just
And
need
it's
a
happening.
break. I just
It's
want to
definitely
go.
happening.
And you're not going to let me spend the night over my friends because, they're in revival all night, and so they have to go to a revival. And you got some kids, they drag them anyway, and the messages are well over their head.
That's when they become rebellious.
Exactly.
Now, I think that you need to put the word into your children.
Mhm.
I think you need to encourage them to live a life of a believer. But the best way to show them how to do it is by example.
Yes. By
And
you
they'll-
leading them by
and
example.
without
By
you-
you doing it.
Without you forcing them to not have childhoods, they'll see the way you're living and they'll want to live that same way. And so, like, for example, with my children, like when they hurt themselves or anything, they ask me to pray for them. When I have an ache or my back is out, they come, Mom, can I pray for you? And they come and lay hands on me and pray for me. That's because I've taught
Laying the
them
foundation.
that when you are hurting or you're scared, go to the Word, pray to God. So that's what they do. However, I don't say that, you can't watch, children's programs and Sunday through Saturday, we're not always in church to where they don't have an outside life. Or, I feel like sometimes in our era when we were growing up, I think was in church almost every day of the week. And like I couldn't wear pants and I couldn't wear them to church. I couldn't, I had to be at everything that was at church. Every time the church door was open, I had to be there. And even for PE, I could put shorts under my dress, but I couldn't wear pants because that was too manly or whatever.
Mhm.
And so there were so many restrictions that it was hard for me dealing with the world outside of church. Because when I went to school, then I was teased. Or when I went out, because, why do you always have to do this? Well, why do you have to do that? Well, why can't you wear pants? Well, why? And, and it became me defending myself
Right.
a lot of the times because of what our beliefs were. And I was like, this is, there's got to be a better way.
Right.
I thank God that our eyes were open to some
Yeah.
things. I mean, it was to the point to where lipstick and nail polish was a Jezebel spirit. And I was
Well,
like,
you know what?
it was
too?
lipstick
Back
and
in the
fingernail
day,
polish.
when I was
Like,
coming up, it's tradition had
Right.
a hold
Mhm.
of the church
Mhm.
instead of the truth and the word
Right.
of what kids don't need to be doing. And I've seen some people, they went to their proms,
mhm.
but then their kids didn't go to the proms.
Right.
They went to dances, but
Their
then
kids
the
can't
kids
go.
didn't get to go to dances.
And I don't think that taking the children out of, I mean, they're going to be exposed
To the world.
to
Exactly.
the world.
Worldly
They're
things,
gonna
yes.
they're gonna hear worldly music.
Right.
They're gonna hear, you know, they're not with you 24/7. If you step foot in one of them schools, you'd be like, what in the world?
Right.
If you think that you're gonna keep them away from that stuff, you're sadly mistaken. Unless you're gonna become a cult and homeschool them and don't let them go outside or go to the grocery store.
And even then,
I mean,
they turn on you because when I first went into basic training, there was a female in there, PK, preacher's kid, and her parents was like dogmatic. They didn't let her do nothing. But I'm gonna tell you what, when she got in there,
She got
she
buck
got
wild.
bug wild. I don't mean just bug wild, but any
Yeah, I
dude
already
told
know.
her anything, and she was sleeping with him.
she
And
will-
that's how she got bug
So
wild.
what
between
happened
her
is it made
legs.
her so naive of,
Right.
of the
Mhm.
world that she didn't have anything to
She
stand
believed
with.
that them dudes
Right.
loved her, cared about her, even though that's what they said.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm gonna marry you. I'm gonna be with you.
Hmm.
And she was naive to the game. We're like, dude, he told you that, and you just
Fall
what
for
he
it.
said. I'm like, girl, he playing game. It took a while. I knew her for about 3 years,
Mhm.
Wow.
and then within them 3 years, finally, one of them guys married her.
Mhm.
Wow.
But he was cheating on her. But he married her because he thought he was in love too. But you know, at that age, we were young.
Right.
I didn't know what love was. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
So she just was listening to the okie doke. The drill sergeants was going through her
Wow.
and taking turns.
Oh my Jesus.
Oh, he's garbage. He ain't no good. He don't mean nothing by you. Blah blah blah. And then she'd sleep with him.
Right.
And then the next one would tell her the same thing. And
Right.
because that one, after he done got it, he was done.
That's just like an example for my dad and his wife, Mama Jamila. She like had the kids. They couldn't do anything. When I moved to Virginia, it's like they couldn't go nowhere. The only person can go is me and my brother. They always used to just let us go, but the girls, they kept them in the house. And then
Mm-hmm.
once they got out, they all just want to experience the world.
With Buck Wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
So
wow.
I think there's a fine line. There's
Yes.
a balancing that you have to have. You have to teach them the word. You have to teach them standards. You
Yeah.
have to make sure that they know these things, but at the same time, you can't keep them away from what's going on in the world. You need to be able to let
Yeah.
them experience the world and tell them what the
What
good
to
and
watch
the
out for,
bad.
yeah.
what the good and the bad is.
Look, don't go over there.
You know, like the
'cause this
girls,
what
they like
happened.
to listen to, you know, their little Disney Channel stuff, and they do the dances and all that kind of stuff. And I have to tell them certain things are appropriate for you and certain things aren't.
Yes.
So this, yes, you can do this dance and play, you know, to JoJo, whoever,
That-
and all these people, but there's a certain limit to what I'm going to allow you to do.
Yeah.
They've seen the girls with the little half tops on, so they pull their shirt up halfway. I was like, that's not appropriate. I said, you know what? When kids are a certain age and their parents allow them to do that, then that's them. I said, but at your age, at 5 and 7, you're not wearing a half shirt. You're not showing off, you know, your stomach
Yeah,
or
the
anything
question
like that.
is, why would you even want to wear that?
But when
And
you
they
do
don't
that,
even have
that's
an
all they
answer.
know.
Right,
Right.
that's what I'm saying.
They're
They
like,
don't
well,
even have
you know
an
what they tell
answer.
me? They did it on YouTube, or they did it on
Well,
this
it's
channel,
on
or
YouTube.
they did it on this. I said, you know what? But your mother has a different standard.
Right.
And I give them the reasons. I don't want you to attract the wrong attention.
Yeah.
I don't want you wearing provocative things as a child so no one mistakes you for being older than what you are.
Right.
You are a child, I want you to stay in a child's place. And so that's where your teachings come in.
Yeah.
You can't cluster them away from it and be like, oh, don't look, don't look, don't look.
Yeah.
And then don't give them a reason why. I don't want you dressing like that because I don't want anybody putting eyes on you and looking at you as something that you're not.
Right.
You are a little girl, I want you to stay a little girl until
Yes.
you're a grown up.
And sometimes you just
You know.
got pervs that just, no matter what
Don't
they
care.
have
You
on,
can
Yeah.
have on a nun's habit
that's
and
what
they
they
want you
are.
to.
Just
They are
pervert.
So
what
yes,
they are.
but I try to let them know the reasons why I'm trying to protect them.
Yeah.
Or when I read the word to them. I'll read it to the King James Version, then I'll go to a version that they understand and say, this is what it means, baby.
Right.
This is what the word is trying to tell us, to protect us, to help us to grow, to help us to be
Right.
stronger in this, to make us not fear. I try to teach them things, and then I incorporate it into their life. So when you're at school and this is happening, this is what you need to do.
Right.
Don't just follow anybody just because they say, oh, this is fun to do, or you should dress like this because I dress. I said, you have to have a standard. You want to be a leader, not a follower.
Yes.
So there's ways to incorporate Christianity or being a believer into our everyday life without trying to take them out of the world.
Yeah.
Right.
And have
we
a
still have to be here.
relationship
And
Yes.
and
with
see,
your children.
yeah, because if you don't, they're not going to come to you and talk to you about things
They gonna
because they're
go
going to be like, oh,
elsewhere.
well, my parents are too strict and I don't want to hear what they got to say.
So I'm gonna
But-
go ask on the streets. I'm gonna get it from them.
Yes, so if you don't yell at them or be dogmatic, but you talk to them and give them some explanations.
Mhm.
Back in the day, it's like,
Explain to 'em.
when you ask your parents something,
Oh, it was just
it
this.
doesn't matter.
This is what it's
Well, why do you
gonna
have to do it? Doesn't matter. You just do what I say. You do what you're told, and I want to explain to my children for the simple fact that I want them to have an understanding. I'm not doing this to just be a ruler over
Right.
you, but I want you to have an understanding of behind why you're not allowed to do the things that you're not allowed
I
to do.
never liked the because I said so.
Because I said so.
And then, a lot of parents or other people outside your parenting,
Mhm.
they try to
dictate.
how you should
Oh,
do with
yeah.
your kids,
Right.
or your
Oh.
kids are out of control. I used to-
I've been in those
I talk to my
situations.
kids and I let them explain to me what they're thinking.
Right.
Because I'm not gonna know what they're thinking or know what to correct
Mhm.
If you don't know.
if I don't even
If you
know
don't
what
let them express it.
And I just tell them,
talking about.
You
Right.
you can talk to me and tell me that you didn't like something as long as you do it in a respectful way.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with us
Right.
having that kind of communication. Mom, I really didn't like it when you did this because it hurt my feelings. Okay, that's fine.
But
As long as they're doing it in that
Right.
manner,
Yeah.
And
where
then you
they
also
have a
let them
floor.
know, well, this is what you did wrong. So
Mhm.
this is why I did this.
But
It
you
ain't that I
got
don't
some
love you.
parents that don't think that they should have
Don't question
any
me.
say.
Right.
Don't
Or-
question me
Or
ever.
they'll say, I don't know why you let him disrespect you, or I don't know why you let her disrespect you. I said, they're not disrespecting you.
Right. They just
What
voicing
they're
their
used to,
opinion.
what they're used to is me talking to them
Right.
so I can correct the
Right.
wrong that make
That's
right
right up in their
what's
mind.
wrong that's in your mind.
Right.
And a lot of things happen because there's a lack of communication.
Or
Right.
misperception.
You have to have communication, even when you're discussing God. I discussed it with LaMantra that no, I wouldn't take you trick or treating, and you're not going to celebrate Halloween while we were in Louisiana. Not that I let them, but I told them about where
The reason
Halloween
why,
came
right.
from and what Halloween is all about, really.
Mhm.
But then I told her, and I definitely wouldn't let you go with your friends in Louisiana because at a certain time of the year, you have to keep eye on your child in Louisiana because when the next day after Halloween, we were seeing on the news where kids were missing. They got this big old thing missing in the Walmarts and down there where they would find them on a burnt pinnacle,
Oh,
the
wow.
satanic, star,
Wow.
Jesus.
a couple of days after Halloween where they'd been sacrificed. So when it came to my child, if I could put my child back in my booty, I would hide my child in my booty. Ain't nobody get my baby. And then I had to make it clear that,
Do not try that at home.
no,
folks.
don't do that.
We don't want anyone hiding their children.
He said a man cannot enter into a womb for the second time. When he said, "You must be born again," he said, "No, can a man enter into the womb a second time?" He
So
said,
you
"No,
just want to put them in the butt?
must be reborn in blood and water." Well,
Um,
that can
She said
stretch.
if it's gonna be
I'm
sad,
not gonna
I
go
don't,
like
put 'em in
that.
I don't like that line of thinking.
It can
I'm not
stretch.
putting them
But
back
what I mean
anywhere.
is keep them. I'm keeping them close to me,
Yes, I totally get it.
and I
covered
definitely
over 'em
have to keep
to
them
protect
close
them.
because I can honestly say 20 people would have to come up dead if my child came up missing or dead. Only because I know I can have a 9mm gun with 20 bullets in it.
Hey, we're not going to talk about
Yeah, because I already know. I want them to feel my pain.
Oh, well, we're not.
I don't want to be standing in front of the judge. Do you have any regrets? No. Why? Because I know these people know my pain of me missing somebody in my life.
Stop it.
So yeah.
We're not
So
gonna do
it's
that.
just
'cause
about
I don't promote
raising
violence.
your kids in the
It's the
church.
Lord's,
I
and
don't
He
promote
will
violence.
repay.
Yeah.
I don't promote violence, but I don't know what will happen to me if I get in my flesh.
So it's all about just raising your kids.
My flesh is Esau.
Not just only in the church, but just raising them in your house environment and
I
just
think
guiding them
my
and
flesh
directing them
is Esau.
to do the right thing.
Oh, and as part of raising our children, I think that I think we all could be guilty if we're not watchful that we allow social media and TV and outside forces to raise
To
our
affect
children
them.
right
Yes.
up under our nose.
Also, you know what? These days you gotta teach your kids. You gotta fight for you, stand up for yourself.
Yes.
Because being no Christian doesn't mean you
gotta
gotta
voice
get
your
beat
opinion.
down and beat up and bullied.
That's what I'm saying.
Just
Voicing
because
your
you're
opinion.
trying to be a Christian.
Not doing it in a disrespectful way,
If
but
somebody
just
hits
voicing your
you,
opinion.
you hit them back. Because you have to start standing up for yourself, or that person will keep on bullying you.
Hmm.
Take them outside on recess.
Stop it. There's
I don't
teachers and
promote
principals.
that. I don't teach that. I tell first unless you have to handle your business. I'm just gonna say it that way. If the teacher ain't doing nothing, like E-Man used to tell his teacher all the time when this girl was messing with him, he don't hit girls, period. So when this girl kept messing with him, he was crying. It made him look like he was weak and he was scared of her, but he said, Mom, I'm only crying because I want to hit her back. And I can't because I'll get in trouble. I said, what did the teacher say? The teacher said, oh, you're a boy. I know it don't hurt that bad. So I said, that's when, as soon as that teacher said that, you come home and you tell your parents.
Right.
So
we
and
can take care of
his
that.
dad, his stepdad, his best friend's dad, they all went up to that school and dealt with that teacher and that principal. And then she's like, oh, your wife couldn't come? And Anthony looked at her and said,
We got
no,
it. We
you
handle
don't
it.
want my wife to come up here. You don't want her to come.
You'd rather me.
You'd rather for me. I'm the warning. Because
Before the
I get
destruction
into,
comes.
yeah, I
She's
get,
the
in, I
destruction.
get in mama bear mode. I can clown with the best of them. I can even do stand-up comedy. But when it comes to my babies, I get like a she bear in a minute.
That's how all mothers
We're
are.
protective of our children.
Yes.
What can we say?
And
And their
nothing's
husbands.
funny about that until I see you on
And
the
our
ground
husbands.
and I'm laughing at you because I put you there. I'm just saying.
Hey.
Whew.
No violence.
7650321.
Yes.
So yeah, just remember and understand, just like I said, not
Raise
just
up
raising your
your
children
kids.
in the church, it's just
Have a balance.
raising them basically
Have a
for
balance.
life. Because
Have a structure.
they're gonna be grown and they're gonna leave the nest.
Yeah.
And
But teach
you
them in a
wanna
way
just
that they
teach
can
them.
understand. And
Yes.
give them something that's going to stick to them.
Yes.
Like some good food.
Like oatmeal.
Yeah, that's going to stick to their bones. Give them some stuff that they're going to remember.
Right. And then always have open communication, because if
Yes.
you cannot have a conversation with your child about whatever they're going through, then they're not gonna want to come to you.
You
have
gotta
to
let them
have
know
open
that
communication.
You want them to feel comfortable to come to you, because if they don't come to you, they're gonna get it from somebody in the streets and they ain't gonna be real with them.
And you don't.
And give them
You
the
don't want that.
attention they need. Just
Yes.
because you saved and falling out in the church, that don't mean they understand what's going on or know what's going on.
Mhm.
So they're, if anything, you don't want them scared.
Right, you wanna teach
in
them.
the Holy Spirit.
So they
So
know.
thank you for joining
On that
us on
level.
Joyful Heart Praise. Raise your children according to the Lord.
Yes.
Yes.
And y'all have a blessed day. Peace
Good
out.
night. Peace.